several years ago, I was in my backyard with my two dogs. I was playing with like a big ball, like soccer ball sized ball. And as I threw the ball for my two dogs, I felt my wedding ring go sliding off for like 20 minutes. I was like step by step going, where am I going? I can't believe, I don't know how I'm going to find this. And I finally looked over and I saw her and I called her over to me. So I held out my engagement ring to her and let her sniff it. And then I gave her the cue that we used when we were doing this nose work. And she literally like looked at me, walked 30 feet in the total opposite direction. Like I was looking in the direction I had thrown the ball in probably under 2 minutes, but I always say under 5 just to be generous. She pawed the ground and I went over and there was my wedding ring. She found it super easily because she had done that training. She knew how to use her nose and put together the information that she had. I am not suggesting that you throw a diamond ring out into your backyard, but there are games that you can play with treats and cardboard boxes that teach him how to use his nose. But what I really, really like about the sport is it's using his natural abilities and telling him, here's how you figure that out and then communicate with me. My name is Amie Glasglow. I am the owner and head trainer of Oscar-winning behavior. I'm recognized through the International Association of Animal Behavior Consultants as a certified dog behavior consultant and also as the first accredited dog trainer in Maryland. I'm also a certified separation anxiety trainer and a fun scent games instructor. To get started, you'll want to gather several cardboard boxes, different sizes, different shapes, different colors. None of that really matters, although it's helpful if you have a few that are the same, just so you know your dog is actually using their nose and not their eyes. The same box has food in it. We call that one the hot box, no matter how many other boxes are in play. If you need to mark the box for yourself, do so. Dogs can't read. At first, you'll just have that box out, with food already in it before you bring your dog in to play. Wait until your dog is either focused on you or looking curiously at the boxes. This will be the signal that the dog is ready to play. When they're doing so, say cheerfully, find it or search or whatever you want the cue to start the game to be. My dog's cue is actually Scottish Gaelic, so really no judgment here. Walk towards the box, and if the dog shows interest, praise them enthusiastically, drop more food into the box, and then pull the box away from the dog. Don't worry if your dog is nervous putting their face in a box. It's fairly common. I would be too, frankly. You can do several things. Start with a box with a larger footprint. That is, not higher walls, but more room for the dog's head so their ears and cheeks don't touch. Take off your dog's collar so any dangling tags don't exacerbate the problem. Use super stinky, high-value goodies like wet food or liverwurst. Hold the box on its side so the dog can see into it without having to reach over the sides. And most importantly, give your dog time. Always let them have the choice of putting their face in there and never try to push it too much. Once your dog is comfortable reaching into the box for the food, it's time to play. Remember, the hot box is always the same box each time, but it changes location in your search area. Start with a small search area and move the hide and other boxes around it. In the beginning, your dog will just look around for the boxes and physically check each one. That's normal. As they start to figure out the game, you'll see them rely more and more on their nose, and that is when it gets interesting.
Go, Cee Cee. Good girl. My name's Johnny, and this is my dog, Cee Cee. Hi. She's my first foster.
Cee Cee was surrendered to us on the very last day we were open to the public before the quarantine started. She had blood in her urine, was urinating frequently, and was visibly uncomfortable. So we palpated her whole abdomen to find out what was going on, and you could feel stones inside her bladder. And that was a pretty critical point because it was the very last day that we were going to be able to do any surgery on her. So we rushed her to surgery, and she had a cystotomy, which is essentially cutting open the bladder and removing all the stones, flushing it out, cleaning everything, and then putting her all back together. And from there, she then went to foster to recover.
Johnny said at first he didn't know if he was ready to be attached to a new dog. But he said that he saw on TV that there was a huge need for fosters and he really wanted to make a difference. He came to the SPCA because he had such a great experience at our wellness clinic. Johnny had previous experience with animals, he had a willingness to learn new things and great communication skills.
So in foster, she was on antibiotics, pain meds. She was started on a special diet so that these stones don't form again.
That was a little bit of a challenge to deal with, getting her urinary muscles trained back to where they were, just having to improvise. I mean, fortunately, she was very patient with me and trying to learn how do we navigate this. We tried different, at-home made diaper kind of situations, and we figured it out, and eventually we got to the point where she didn't need that anymore. I think what really prompted me was just the uncertainty of the situation. I was also really sick at the time, and they couldn't find out what it was for a while. That was really troubling, really anxiety-ridden for myself. This is something I've always wanted to do. When is this opportunity ever going to present itself again? I saw it, as terrible as things have been, almost like a gift. And so that's when I decided to give it a shot, and so I applied, and I'm very happy that I got Cee Cee. You know your name, huh? I live by myself. My family lives on the West Coast. I'm from Los Angeles originally. Although I do have friends out here, it was a real isolating situation. None of us could really hang out or see each other, and so I was in my apartment by myself that entire time, and she brought that relief. She gave me a reason to get out of the bed. She's helped me heal. That was not an easy thing to go through, but I knew it was the right thing to do. I've never had a dog like Cee Cee before. She's incredibly intelligent. I've been working with the trainers at the Maryland SPCA, and they've been great about teaching me ways of just basic obedience, and she's gone beyond that to the point now where we're ready to go back to visit family back in LA. It'll be her first trip on a plane with myself. I'm not sure if she's ever flown before, but I feel really confident in the training and the skills that I've gotten from the training staff that she's going to do just fine. Her patience with me throughout all this, trying to navigate this new normal that we're living in, she does not hold that against me in any way at all. She wakes me up in the morning in the same joyous way that she always does. She's got a lot of energy, a lot of spunk, a lot of personality, and does not come off as an older dog at all. But regardless of her age, I love her no less than if she were a puppy or any other age, just like she loves me.
We're really proud of the way that Cee Cee recovered from all of these surgeries. The cystotomy was a big deal. It was a big surgery to go through and recover from, and we couldn't have done it without the care of her foster parent either. He really was able to get her through this well, and she did a great job. They both did really well.
We are so proud of Johnny and Cee Cee.